Hey everyone, it's Rawal, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different from what I usually do. Um, like you probably already tell, this is a bit different since I'm actually speaking this time instead of just having, showcasing whatever new thing I've added to Threatmixer. But today I just wanted to show everyone how exactly I go about adding new regions and new modded regions to this website. As I just figured, maybe someone's interested, and I want to show off more of like the intricate Cody side of this site. Like as cool as all of this stuff is, there's still definitely a lot that goes under the hood. So first things first, we got to get our region. And so I actually recently got permission from Kporo to include his region Aether Ridge. And so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, usually what I do is I would actually go into the workshop and I search for whatever region I need. So like, for example, if I wanted to go to Stormy Coast, backing in for Stormy Coast is SK, so I'd enter that into here, and then eventually it'd pop up. Right click and then go to folder location, and then this would be, oh, too far, oops. And then this would be, all of the region's files right here. Nice and easy to access. But because Aether Ridge has not yet been ported to the workshop, what I'm actually going to need to do is go to the Railroad mod database. I haven't visited in a while. I think I only used this for, well, one Aether Ridge as well as, what other region? It was 1.5. I can't remember. Oh, Concealed Gardens. Right, I did this for Concealed Gardens as well, just because these two regions are not on 1.9 yet or on the workshop yet. I doubt Aether Ridge will ever actually be, since it's joined the Watcher, but oh well. But yeah, we're just gonna search Aether Ridge, not Aether Ridge. Aether Ridge right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and download this file. And once it's downloaded, open it up and see where to go from there. Okay, so here we are with Aether Ridge. The loadout of the mods that you download from 1.5 is a little bit different from how it is from 1.9, but you should still be able to navigate and easily get to what you're looking for. And all that I really am looking for are two things, not just the music, but also the landscape, which is basically the image, which you can find in scenes, usually every Railroad region. The landscape is going to be used as the background image for the music screens. Like for instance, if I go to Chimney Canopy, as you can see, the background image is literally just ripped from the game. It's like the region art that you'd also see when you hit the region tab when you use that button. So what I do is I'm gonna look for ER flat, and luckily Aether Ridge does have a flat version of its landscape, just rarely available. Some regions don't already have a flat version, so usually what I do, sometimes I'd assemble all of these individually in Photoshop. Like I know that I did so for which one was it? I did so for Scrapped Peaks, this one. It didn't have the flat version of the landscape file just readily available in its files. So what I did, I took each layer, like you see here, Ridge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just layered them together in Photoshop. And then I exported that and put that as a background. But luckily, I don't need to do any of that, since Kporo was very nice and decided to just put the flat right inside of here. So, now that we have our image, we're going to actually go into Threatmixer's files, go Assets, Images, and Backgrounds. And as you can see here, every single region's backgrounds can be found inside of this folder. It's all being stored. We're going to add that, change its name just to simply Aether Ridge. And that is all we need to do for the background, which will be added later. And so now that we have the scene, we need to go back so we can get to the music. the procedural. So all threat music inside of a main region is stored inside of the procedural folder. And of course, this is where you can find all of the individual layers just separated. You might find this stuff too, .org.meta. I just ignore this. I assume it's just, code stuff. This file is like how the layers are supposed to actually all come together while playing the region. A bunch of stuff that I wouldn't know a lot about, but, just parts of what goes into making a custom region, of course. But, yeah, as you can see here, we have all the files. If I open one, we can hear the layer by itself. Very cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into Threatmixer. Gonna go Assets, Threat Music. I'm gonna go into Mods because that is the type of region that we're adding. I'm gonna create a new folder. And I'm gonna use AetherRidge acronym, which is luckily very easy. It's just AR. Very easy to remember. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of these files and move them over into my AR folder. I would drag them over, but I don't want to take them out of the procedural and mess up the region. And so there you go. That really is about all of the file work I need to do in terms of getting ready. So obviously nothing on the page has changed yet. I haven't actually changed any of the code, so nothing's actually going to change just yet. But now we're going to get into actually adding buttons and making the region appear. And so this is where the magic really happens. This entire list, all this junk, I should probably get off the page so it's not blaring in your ears. This is a JSON file, which you can basically think of as a long list of items. And so when you run the program, the website looks over this long list of items and, picks out whatever you need one by one. Of course, it's a bit more complicated than that, but this is just for adding regions. I could go more in depth into what's happening in the JavaScript, though my JavaScript's kind of a mess. It works though, so it's whatever. But yeah. So everything up here, you can see chimney canopy, base, farmer's base, flappable's base. And you can see that all of these have their own little properties to them. And the way these properties literally work is, as you can see, I go here, you can see chimney canopy is the name here. This chimney canopy button directly correlates to this item in the list. And so if I were to change the name chimney canopy to say just Scug, because why not? The name will change on the button and also on the music page. And you also see that it changes up here too. It's a little something that I added. But yeah. Everything in here correlates to a property of the music page that you see. I can't spell canopy. So chimney canopy. And it should be back to normal. But yeah, I'm going to be constructing a new one so I can include AetherRidge along with all these other regions. And so AetherRidge is a modded region. Oh, right, and I have all of these regions ordered alphabetically just because I manually order it alphabetically. I could technically do it by code, but I think it's just easier if I just do it myself and then have the code just reference everything else pretty much as it comes into it. But yeah, so AetherRidge. So AetherRidge is AE and E comes before Q. So AetherRidge is actually going to be the new first region that you see. Originally it was Aqueducts, as you can see, but now we're adding a new button, which will lead to an entirely new region. So we're going to name it AetherRidge. What it is, and actually, pretty sure. Oh no, it doesn't get added yet. I think it might kick out an error. Oh no, it doesn't actually. Huh. I thought it would have kicked out an. Oh, you know what? It's because I didn't say the group. Right. Group mods. So the group is what dictates which button, which group of regions that the button belongs to. So now that I specified that was part of the mods, it will appear. You obviously can't see anything yet, but this is the 8th ridge button. And so if I were to say base instead, I go all the way to the end here, you can see that the button is now over here. So I'm going to change that back to mods. And before I get to layers, actually, I'm going to skip ahead. I'm actually going to go straight to color. So color dictates, well, the color of the button, as well as just the general formatting of all of the other buttons inside of the music page. So the way that I get the color is I go to a website like this, a color picker, just random color picker online. I'm gonna use an image, backgrounds, and then, oh yeah, 8th ridge would be at the top, yeah. Top, yeah. Oh, except this thing, wait. Okay, wait, this website's kind of buggy sometimes. Okay, there we go. Right, so when choosing a color for the region, I just usually try to pick colors which stand out, but also just generally fit the theme. So yeah, I kind of like this. This blue right here might be a little too, well, you can just see how it looks for anything. Yeah, I'm gonna copy this and paste it in here. And so now that should give 8th ridge its color, like that. You notice though that it doesn't have a background quite yet, unlike the rest of this. That's because I haven't given it the background property yet, as you can see down here. And so when adding the background, I just need to specify the pathing to the folder where the backgrounds are being stored. So an easy way I can do this is just go over here, you know, Control C and then Control V like that, and go straight to the 8th ridge. Copy, and the background is right there. And it even sways side to side because it's just awesome like that. I don't know what else to say. So I guess I could change the color, make it a little bit darker. Oh, and I've been skipping over this this website a little bit, but I'll get to this in a second. That comes in very handy later on. I'll stick with this for now. Choosing the right color can take just a little bit of time, because I want to make sure I get it just right. Like this color kind of fits 8th ridge. I think it's kind of hard to see the A a little bit, but nah. It fits the snow, it fits the overall theming. That's what I really aim for all these colors. Like, I mean, sometimes the text is a little bit hard to see, but you know, that's always up for change. Like I know Side House probably isn't that great, but always something I could just fix in the future, quick patches, and that kind of thing. Okay, and so now the next property that we're going to add is the filter. As you can see here, it's a bunch of probably nonsense, bunch of CSS nonsense, and the reason it's like that is because basically what the filter is for, what I try to do with each of these regions, like for example if I go to Badlands, you can see here the buttons are all different colors, not all different colors, but they fit the color of the music screen. It's like they're orangish here, and then they're more green here. And the reason I use the filter is because changing the color of images on a website is not as simple as just, you know, applying a CSS filter to it, like image color green or whatever. And that's just because that's just the way it works. But instead, what we can do is take a filter and apply it to a black image, like a totally black, semi-transparent image, I guess, and you take the filter, apply it to a black image, and when you apply that filter, it changes it to the color that you're aiming for. And so when me and ECSP were creating the icons for this, I realized that it may be best, well, I guess I should access it through here. It might be best if we were to make all of the icons actually black. That way, we could easily reuse icons for different regions without having to create different colors for each new region. So the color we use for Aether Ridge is this bluish color. I think I had Control F by accident. This bluish color. I'm gonna grab it and set this as our desired hex for RGB color. And get a filter. So this is a pretty good result. I can keep hitting this button as much as I want, just to get it closer and closer. But wow, okay, hit it just the right amount of times there. But I'm going to take that filter, and I'm going to add it to the thin right after I add a comma there. And there you go. So nothing's actually going to change yet because, like I said, this only affects the button icons, like the literal images inside of the buttons. The buttons themselves can be changed by going like border color red or whatever, but images are a bit more complex. You need filters in order to change the colors. So for the layers, for each layer, as you can see how they're ordered here, you have kick icon, and then the pathing. So basically what I'll do is I'll initialize like a little item in there. It's basically an item inside of an item inside of an item. For those who are struggling to catch up with like the whole JSON thing, it's it's just items inside items inside items, and it's just a much better way to organize everything compared to if I like imagine I didn't use a JSON and I combine all of this inside of here. The website would run like absolute crap. So that's why I chose to, go with the JSON method instead. Organize my work better that way. But yeah, now it's time to go ahead and I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna go ahead and add the layers into the website. So I'm gonna open AR. I don't know why it takes a while for them to open OGG files, but yeah, AR is actually a pretty simple region. Only has six items, 6 layers, and kind of just like an unspoken rule with most threat themes is that the kick is the lowest layer. It's the lowest layer, like the least threat layer, if you will, and it would always come in first. I'm just gonna copy this. It always comes in first from the left. This and change this to AR, except I'm gonna actually capitalize it correctly. AR kick. And so this would actually already give us one thing, which is good. And just to save myself the time of typing all of this, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. I think I did that one too many times. There's 7. Yeah, there you go. Now there's 6. And so now I'm just going to kind of intuit the layers, the progression of the layers, just because I don't actually know, or don't remember rather, how the progression goes. But usually, more standard progression for threat layers would be like, kick, then snare, then perk, then ARPs, lead, noise, and yeah. But every threat theme is different, so just gotta figure that out. But yeah, this should only take me a second. just got done with adding all of the layers. Some of them you might see if you were to look through JSON right now, you might actually see some like stop icons that I applied to each of these layers, and that's just because basically me and ECSP have to create a lot of new icons for all these unique sounds that feature in these custom regions. And so yeah, that's just to mark like, you know, sound that doesn't have a perfect icon for it quite yet. But yeah, basically when choosing an icon, I just listen to the sound and see what it reminds me of the most. So the lead reminded me most of a pad, ARPS reminded me of a synth, and then of course kick, correct, corresponds like that. And so actually, we are ready to see our region. All the sounds have been added, so if we go in, everything should be available. Wait, hold on, sorry. It's just been a while since I heard this theme, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to sound like that discordant. Not to, you know, won't you like that? Shit on the threat theme, but I just wasn't sure if it was Aether. What the hell? Aether. Yeah, Aether or something. Again, it's just been a while since I've heard this threat theme, so a refresh would be nice. Yeah, I think it is supposed to be. Yeah, okay, that's good. Alright. But yeah, sometimes I just have to check for stuff like that. And so yeah, that's Aether Ridge added. It's just like that. And now we have a new modded region to go along with the rest of them. But we're not actually done, as you'll notice. As you hover over each of these regions, you hear a little preview of what the threat theme sounds like, and Aether Ridge doesn't have one yet. So what I like to do, in order to create these, what I do is go into video editing software, VSDC. I could also use like CapCut. In fact, I actually used to use CapCut before, but I just found VSDC more precise, just allowing me to do more things specific to what I'm trying to do. I'm sure there's other software that I could use which would maybe even make it easier for me to work with putting all these audio files together, but like I said, I just like, no, I don't want this version. I just like using VSDC just because it's easy to use and it's easy to pair all of the sounds together. Right, so before I add any of these sounds over into here to export them, I'm going to go back into Aether Ridge. I'm actually going to play around with it a little bit just to see which combination of sounds I like the most. And then I'll put those layers into VSDC and then export them. This is good. So I'm going to take the kick, I'm going to take the perk, and I'm going to take the noise, I believe that is. Yeah, okay. Alright, so now they have all these layers. I'm going to go to export project. Well, I'm not actually going to hit the export project button, because what that would do, it would output a .mp4 file, which is of course not what I want. So I'm going to hit set markers and just go straight to export audio. So this just lets me, as the button says, just straight up export the audio as it is and access it easily. So I'm gonna go back here, go to mods. Well, no, I'm not gonna go to mods. We're gonna go back to assets. We're gonna go over to music snippets and add this in here, AR snippet. That, and there you go. Alright, and our time with VSDC is done. And so now that's in there, There's a new file in here, of course, AR-Snippet3. We're going to copy this, and we're going to add a new property to our region. Preview. And so the preview is literally just, it's just a song that plays when you hover over. That's pretty much it. Every region has one. I don't know why it's... Okay, thank you. Code for that isn't perfect, but you know. But now when I hover over this, you hear its own little jam going on. Yeah, now I click in, song goes away, and you're underneath the ridge. Pretty cool. And yeah. Oh wait. Also have to I guess I can also re-explain the filters. So as you can see here, these button icons are almost the same. It's slightly different, but it's like such a negligible difference. I think the button icons are a little bit grayer than like the text color is, but like it's such a negligible difference. But yeah, that's all thanks to the filter. If I didn't have this filter property, then the icons would just be black and you wouldn't be able to see anything. But you know, I think that's it. That's all there really is to it when adding these new regions in here. Of course I had to develop this whole system, you know, code like basically tell the program how to take in the list and how to interpret it and all that stuff. But really when it came to adding like all of these modder regions, the majority, like 95% of the time, I was just editing this file, which made it pretty easy and quick to add all of these. I wasn't very quick with adding that one. I think that one took like 35-40 minutes. It usually takes me like 20 or 30 at most. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show off. Aether Ridge is now included. I'm going to push out this change a little bit later after I finish recording this. Maybe it might be out before, well actually yeah, it definitely will be out before the video is, now I think about it. But yeah, Threatmixer is still being worked on. There's still a lot of more things that I want to add. I think, I'm not sure what my like schedule is, or like, well, how do I word this? I don't really have like a schedule or like a set period of time for me to work on this. I'm just kind of finding whatever free time I have, because I mean I'm balancing quite a bit right now, just with life and school and you know all those sorts of things. I managed to get a whole lot done during my winter break, just mainly because it was, you know, winter break, and also why I released it on Christmas. Or yeah, I released this on Christmas, and then I released the modder regions like a little bit before New Year's, I think. So yeah, all of that is to say, I can't give specific times, and I don't try to. I don't want to give specific times for like when things are gonna happen, but just know they are in my mind, and I'm working on them. Find the time to work on them. So all I can really say is, you know, feature changes are being worked on, and they will be coming soon. That's about the sum of it. If you watch this, thank you. I am not a YouTuber, holy shit. Thank you for showing interest in this project and just, you know, it's supporting what I make. I mean, this is just a silly website I put on the internet, and it's just been a lot of fun working on it. So, you know, seeing the few people that, you know, check it out and play with it, it does make my day. It feels really good. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a good day. Goodbye.